Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 7, entitled as nya-devatāḥ Yoga, Sloka 20. Kāmais tais tair hṛta-jñānāḥ prapadyante nya-devatāḥ tam niyamam āsthāya prakṛtyā niyatāḥ svayā. In the last two sessions, we saw an introduction to these set of slokas, 8 slokas, that we are going to cover. These slokas are, in fact, glorifies the jnani by bringing forth the fact that the world is highly populated with those who are craving for material desires, and hence they go to various deities, various devatas besides Krishna. Among them, these people, the jnanis, are greater because they don't get pulled in the direction and go to the devatas, the demigods, but they come to me. So the question comes, why do people in general go to the devatas, perform various devata worship? What is the driving factor for that? And that is what has been explained particularly in this 20th sloka. Let's see the meaning. Svayā, by their own, prakṛtyā, by nature, niyatāḥ, control, tais, kāmais, by the desires for the various objects, hṛta-jñānāḥ, stolen of their knowledge, nya-devatāḥ, other deities or demigods, tam niyamam āsthāya, observing the relevant rites and rituals, prapadyante, surrender for fulfilling their various desires. Let's see the translation. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. So before we proceed into the details of this sloka, the very fundamental thing that we all have to know is Krishna is not a demigod. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is cause of all causes, from whom everything comes, at the end, to whom everything goes back. He is the maintainer. And we've been studying about that since starting of this chapter. Therefore, every other gods are called demigods, but not Krishna. So keeping that in mind, we have to understand these 8 slokas. Prakṛtyā niyatāḥ, which has been mentioned here in the sloka, is constantly the jivatma are accompanied by the vasanas. And this we already saw in our introduction to this sloka. The vasanas are always with us, never leaves us. And these vasanas are the one which influences the 3 modes of material nature, that is our body, which has sattva, rajas and tamas, mode of goodness, passion and ignorance, and drives us in certain direction. What Krishna says here in this sloka is almost all living entities, jivas, desire various objects and benefits. And these objects and benefits that they are desiring and craving for constitutes of three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. And the reason they desire for these material objects is because or is based on their vasanas, their meaning the jivatma, the living entity's vasanas. These vasanas are the subtle impression that one has gathered through several births, several lifetimes. Hence, they are deprived of a clear knowledge about Krishna. It has covered the knowledge about Krishna. And to satisfy their desire for various kinds of benefits, they surrender, they resort to other devatas like Indra, Varuna, Vayu, and start worshipping them. As part of their worship, they have to observe certain rites and rituals in the way they have to worship those gods, so they can be pleased and they can give these living entities what they wanted. Therefore, what we wanted is based on our vasanas, and these vasanas are built upon our desire. I have been enjoying these things all the time. I will continue to enjoy these things all the time. That which I am enjoying belongs to me. And to retain or to get these things, I will do whatever I need to do. Whatever pujas, yaga, homa, yajna, to any devatas, to please those devatas, so I can obtain my desired object. It could be wealth, it could be health, it could be anything that usually people wanted in this material world. Our interest to those things goes on these vasanas, and these vasanas will influence the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, within us. And based on the guna, if it is sattva guna, then I desire for those objects in sattva guna. If I am influenced by rajoguna, then I look for the objects which are in rajoguna, likewise tamoguna. We have elaborately discussed about vasanas in this chapter, also in other chapters before. These vasanas would never leave us at any time, and it starts its job right after we take birth from our mother. It doesn't even wait for a minute. By the influence of the vasana, we get pulled into its way, developing desire, that is kama, towards wealth, health, or some arts, anything that is worldly things. And the desire keep increasing. Not that after we obtain what we wanted, the desire decreases, but even after obtaining what we want, the impression becomes stronger and the influence to the three modes becomes stronger. Therefore, our desires also become stronger and keep increasing. Since it's increasing, to satisfy these desires, one has to perform activities, some karma, some activities to attain and maintain those material things. In this way, the entire life goes on because of the kama, the desire, due to the vasanas. Therefore, one totally forgets about Krishna, forgets about purpose of life, forgets that he is Atma, forget about Paramatma, forgets about the goal of life to return back to Krishna, rather goes to nya-devatāḥ, worshipping for good health, goes to Ishvara, Shiva, to get some knowledge, goes to Agni-devatāḥ to get some wealth. And of course, this is mentioned in the scripture, Ārogyam bhaskarat icchet, Shriyam icchet udasanat, Ishvarat jnānamam vicchet, Moksham icchet janardhanāt. Kāmais tais tair hṛta-jñānāḥ, prapadyante nya-devatāḥ, tam niyamam āsthāya, prakṛtyā niyatāḥ svayā. Namaste. Hare Krishna.